why is it that we can't we can't put down a 5-man Indian roster in the VCT? What is the reason?
We can. Means if you're asking about the ability for us to do it, we can. We can get 5 Indians, whoever are the best 5 Indians that we can find. उनको बिठा के बोल सकते हैं खेलो, practice करो, सीखो. But that's not really doing anyone good. That is literally the definition of reservation or quota system, which we don't want to do that because they are Indians. We are putting them there. I don't think that's fair to them. Because जब वो हारेंगे सब बोलेंगे कि सपोर्ट करेंगे बट गाली तो पड़ेगी. Everyone's going to keep pointing out how unprepared they are for the stage, even mentally for the players. It's easy for the audience to say ha khel lo, but you don't realize what it does to the mentality of a player when they have to go up there on stage in front of a crowd. And when they're prepared for it, it's one thing. When they are unprepared for it and you're throwing them, it's unfair to put them into that situation mentally. A lot of players may not recover from that, and they may not want to go back on that stage or give it another shot. Like, why put you don't know what that player goes through mentally when going on stage. It's only a player would understand that, till you don't do it. It's very easy for an audience person to say usko khila do, usko khel lo, aisa kyun kiya, waisa kyun kiya, but it's very difficult to be that person to actually go up on stage and do what needs to be done. So for all Indian players, we did tryouts. Even this season, we did tryouts. Even the season before that, we have tried out. We are giving, like, for us, I've said this on stream earlier as well. For us, the best option, the easiest option is to do what everyone is saying. Take 5 Indian players, go to VCT, easy for us. The cost to us will be probably at league minimum. We can do everything. Everyone will give us a W in chat. Fans will give us a W in chat. Hamara kaam ho jayega. We don't need to do anything else. But that's not why we are here. That's not why we got into esports. That's not why we built this. If 5 Indians were qualified and capable enough to get to VCT, I promise you 5 Indians would have qualified and got to VCT. It is not us that is holding them back or not giving them opportunities. They can qualify through Premier. They can win at Challengers. They can qualify through Ascension. They can compete and get there, or they can be so good that any other team at VCT can pick them up. क्यों global esports? ऐसा क्यों नहीं है that the top players from India are getting offers from other regions? Why aren't they getting picked up from China? All the top Korean players are getting offers from China. All the top Australian players are getting offers from China. Why aren't the top Indian players getting offers from China? Why aren't they getting offers from EMA or Americas? Everyone in esports is there for only one reason: to win. So everyone will take players in their roster that will help them win. No one will intentionally want to put players in their roster that will not make them win. So I don't think it's fair to put players over there just because you feel that you want representation or you want an opportunity that they'll get practice. I don't think that's fair to us or to the league. That is
Yeah,
what I meant when I
I
said
think
it compromise competitive integrity, but वो Twitter पे दूसरे level पे चलेगा. But ठीक है, go see the stats. Forget the online phase. Forget everything else. Go see the stats of just every LAN event that has happened in Challengers from season 1 and season 2, and just see the list and see how many Indians are in the top 10 and how many imports are in the top 10 in India. जब इंडिया में ही इंडियंस नहीं जीत पा रहे हैं तो बाहर जाके क्या करें?
हमने तो अनाउंस करा हर जगह कि भाई हम ट्रायल्स करने वाले हैं, ठीक है। हमने क्राइटेरिया डाला कि भाई लास्ट 2 सीजन एक्ट में आप रेडियंट होने चाहिए। उस क्राइटेरिया को लेके मेरे पास फ्रॉम एंटायर एसए रीजन आई हैव 12 एंट्रीज। 12 प्लेयर्स में से बिना सिर्फ 7 से 8 लोग वर इन टीयर 1 ऑर्ग्स।
That is Indian tier 1 orgs.
इंडियन टीयर 1
South Asia.
ऑर्ग्स।
This was ऐसे, only ऐसे.
अगर मेरे पास लास्ट 2 एक्ट में जिसका क्राइटेरिया रेडियंट है, 12 प्लेयर की एंट्री है मेरे फॉर्म में, कैसे 5 इंडियन निकाल सकता हूं मैं उस 12 लोग में से, जिसमें से 2 लोग आए भी नहीं क्योंकि उन्हें दूसरा इवेंट खेलना था। अभी जैसे टेक्नो आया, ही प्लेड रियली गुड,
Really good.
डेथ मेकर प्लेड रियली गुड।
Yeah.
डेथ मेकर, हम तो बहुत पहले से डेथ मेकर को जानते, सन्नी को सीएस गो के डेज से।
And मैं तो इतना भी, I know you're moving on to another name, but I would like to say one thing about Deathmaker. I was so impressed with his gameplay.
Right.
I was actually like, bro, ये बंदा खेल सकता है VCT में. Until I saw every other player that tried out after him at that role. And I'm like, bro,
अलग level है.
how is there such a big difference? And that's it. I was like, ठीक है bro, ठीक है, जो coaches बोल रहे हैं, जो बाकी सब बोल रहे हैं, सही है. What do I know? हाँ,
इतने
and
सारे
फर्क
अच्छे
19-20 भी नहीं है. We also discussed
100-200 का
this. We
फर्क
said,
है यार.
guys, अगर 19-20 फर्क है, let's go for the Indian player, उनको सिखा देंगे. फर्क, like if the Indian player was at 5-6, the competition was like at 19-20. Like उतना बड़ा gap था. So that is too big a gap for us to fill. Those kind of gaps can be filled at challenges and ascension. We can't be filling those
Not at
gaps at
VCT.
VCT. Not on stage. Not when हमारे पास 10-12 matches साल के हैं. What I feel is that at least the players that we have seen and we have worked with or we have interacted with from South Asia in general across titles. This is not like targeting any one title or any one team. I think Indian players में वो भूख कम है और वो बहुत easily भूख मिट जाते हैं. जो हंगरी भी है, बहुत easily वो भूख मिट जाती है. Like for them, अगर एक ऑग में मिल गया मुझे opportunity, I have made it. Like मुझे ऑग से ऑफर मिल गया, भले वो 50,000 1 लाख का हो, for them I have made it. Like many a times if they, for example, if they get into a VCT team, for them that's just it. I have made it. That's not when you have made it. You made it when you win the trophy. That is, you have got an opportunity to now show that you can make it. Your hunger needs to ignite when you get the opportunity. For most people, that opportunity is getting into a team. So एक tier 1 ऑग ने मुझे ऑफर दे दिया, अरे हो गया मेरा अभी रिटायरमेंट हो गया, लाइफ सॉर्ट हो गया, महीने का 1 लाख सैलरी मिल जाएगा. I'm good. I am now an esports athlete. Bio में change कर देंगे. I am professionally. This is my career now. I am sorted. हर महीने 1 लाख मिल जाएगा. Life is good. अभी next talk बढ़ा के देगी तो ही करेंगे. They almost look at it like a government pension job. Like मेरे को मिल गया, like रेलवे की नौकरी मिल गई ना, मेरी लाइफ सॉर्ट है, मेरे को और कुछ नहीं करना है. हर महीने या हर साल बस इंक्रीमेंट होते रहे. I am good. I am comfortable. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to change anything. कुछ करना नहीं है. They don't look at it like, bro, मुझे अभी opportunity, अभी मेरे को प्रूव करके ये जीतता है, फिर वो प्रूव करके वो जीतता है. जब तक मुझे वो VCT का ट्रॉफी या BGIS या BMPS या PMGC या जो भी हाईएस्ट लेवल का ऑनर एंड ट्रॉफी ऑन अर्थ, जब तक वो नहीं मिलता, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू स्लीप. माय कंपटीशन इज whoever is fighting for that trophy, no one else. There are very few players who live, eat and breathe that. Even if they say it, their actions don't follow through with their words. Next guy who offers them 1.5 lakh, they're like, okay, done, side, let's go. Okay. तो हो गया, भूख मिट गई, काम खत्म हो गया, रिलैक्स. क्यों ग्राइंड नहीं कर रहे हो? अरे यार मन नहीं कर रहा है. 3 मैप खेल के हो गया दिन.
कितने लीडर बोर्ड में है टॉप 500 में? अगर तुम देखोगे ना, हाउ
अरे बट इंडिया से पिंग विंग भी तो आती है. I
70
know,
पिंग पे कैसे
DOS9
जाएंगे
proved everyone
रेडिएंट?
wrong. DOS9 proved everyone wrong. I'll also say that. जितने भी इंडियन प्लेयर्स कंप्लेन करते हैं पिंग फ्रॉम इंडिया, DOS9 proved it. वो 3rd या 4th है, कुछ है, रॉसी भी आ चुका है, टेक्नो भी आ चुका है. जो प्लेयर्स को करना है वो आ चुके हैं. इट्स नॉट लाइक वो नहीं, टॉप 10 में आ चुके हैं.
राइट.
मैं तो बोलता अगर नॉट दैट रैंक मैटर्स, बट अगर इंडिया की ऑग्स रैंक क्राइटेरिया डाल दे, आधे से ज्यादा टियर 1 प्लेयर्स टियर 2 टियर 3 हो जाएंगे. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट जस्ट इंडिया. It will force them also to grind. It's not that your rank matters. It's just a little bit of a discipline. It's there in the game for a reason, right?
ऐसे इकोसिस्टम में 60 प्लेयर्स हैं, ठीक है. 60 प्लेयर में से 30 से 40 प्लेयर ये सब चीजें नहीं कर रहे. कहां से इकोसिस्टम आगे बढ़ेगा भाई? कहां से प्लेयर डेवलपमेंट होगा? ऑर्ग ने तो कोच लाके दे दिया, ऑर्ग ने परफॉर्मेंस कोच भी लाके दे दिया. ऑर्ग तो भाई सब कुछ ही दे रही है. क्या प्लेयर एक्स्ट्रा कर रहा है फॉर हिज इंडिविजुअल ग्रोथ? ठीक है, टीम की ग्रोथ हो रही है, स्क्रिम हो जाते हैं, प्रैक्टिस हो जाती है, वॉर सेशन हो जाता है, फीडबैक हो जाता है, टीम एनवायरनमेंट बन जाता है, टीम कोहेजन बन जाता है, टीम मेंटालिटी बन जाती है. अरे इंडिविजुअली एक प्लेयर का गोल क्या है वो भी तो मैटर करता है ना. गोल ये नहीं हो सकता ना मैं सुबह या 10 बजे उठूंगा, वार्ड रिव्यू करूंगा, स्क्रिम खेलूंगा, वार्ड रिव्यू करूंगा, खाना खाऊंगा और सो जाऊंगा. कहाँ है इंडिविजुअल ग्रोथ? अभी ये जो यंग प्लेयर्स आ रहे हैं वो ये थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ रहे, रैंक ग्राइंड करते हैं,
the
खेलते
mistakes
हैं.
that people before them have done.
जो वो लुकअप टू करते हैं ना, वही रोल मॉडल्स, वही लीडर्स इन द इंडस्ट्री जो अभी भी खेल रहे हैं. अरे अगर वो ही लेड बैक होंगे, उन्हें उन्हीं में हंगर और
सबसे
ड्राइव
ज्यादा
नहीं
फायर उनमें
दिखेगी.
होनी चाहिए.
जो 17 18 और 16 साल के यंग प्लेयर्स आ रहे हैं जो रैंक राइड कर रहे हैं, अभी मैं देखता हूँ ट्विटर में इतने लोग मोन्टाजेस डालते हैं, टैग करते हैं, ये करते हैं. क्यों कर रहे हैं वो लोग? राइट, ग्राइंड कर रहे हैं, डाल रहे हैं, एफर्ट डाल रहे हैं, एक्स्ट्रा कर रहे हैं कुछ. दे वांट टू गेट बेटर, राइट. जो यंग एथलीट आ रहे हैं मेरे हिसाब से तो वो अभी ना जो स्विच आना है ना, जिसमें सारे पुराने प्लेयर्स बाहर हो जाएंगे और अभी यंग, आई बिलीव ऑलरेडी वो स्प्लिट 3 में दिखना चालू हो चुका है.
I think शुरू हो गया. I think we have seen the new generation starting.
From a G perspective, we want to make sure we will, put in resources and everything it takes. to make a team which will support those young athletes?
So I think, Universe, based on what you had said earlier, that list, we are hoping that very soon there are more Indian players on that list. Like, we would rather invest our time, effort, and resources on a young 16-year-old kid who will in the next 2 years become 18 and ready for VCT, as opposed to a 26-year-old who's going to probably retire in the next 2 years. Every org in the world will start coming to India to start recruiting
Exactly.
players. We want to make India the hub for talent for VCT. What Turkey is becoming right now, what Korea is becoming right now, what NA parts of Europe are becoming right now. We want to be able to do that for India. That's our goal with our academy project the next 2 years. Because that's not going to happen just by taking 5 players and putting them at the highest tier. That is not going to develop Indian talent. That is not
Right.
going to do anything in India. We tried that. We've done that. It's not going to work.
स्टार्टिंग में जब पर्सपेक्टिव था ना कि ठीक है भाई, मैं इस टीम से ये बेस्ट प्लेयर ले लूंगा, इस टीम से ये बेस्ट प्लेयर ले लूंगा और 5 बेस्ट प्लेयर की टीम बना दूंगा जो VCL भी जीतेंगे और वन साइडेड जीतेंगे, बट वो गोल नहीं है. गोल है यंग टैलेंट जिनको हम खेलना सिखा सके, इंडिविजुअल जिनके नाम किसी ने नहीं सुने हैं, ऐसे प्लेयर्स, इंस्टेड ऑफ फोकसिंग ऑन द सेम
On the
टैलेंट
top
जो
tier.
अभी भी खेल ही रहे, जो टॉप वही 5-10
उनको तो
प्लेयर
हराएंगे
है.
ब्रो. एक साल में यही चेहरों को यू विल सी कि हमारे नए बच्चे हरा रहे हैं.
So
एंड मैं उसका नाम भी अभी इधर ऑफिशियली अनाउंस कर देता हूं. ग्लोबल esports academy is going to be the name of our challengers roster.
Global Esports Academy
Yes, that will be what our challengers roster is called, and it's going to be competing against all the other challengers teams in India.
in 2025, split 1,
Yes.
split 2.
Starting, yes.
We have already started scouting players जो एकदम young है.
So
नहीं
उसके
चाहिए.
बारे में I would like to say a little bit. When I said
Yeah.
earlier everything I said about the Indian players, I will say a few other things. Someone asked me in chat, K, if you don't have any Indian player, then why should Indians support you? So I said you shouldn't. You should support. All Indians should support whatever VCT team they are attached to or whatever VCT team they feel close to. If you want to support us for being Indian, then don't do it because of our roster. Support it because the org owners, the management, the content team, the studio, everyone else behind it is Indian. We are paying tax in India. We're probably the highest tax paying esports org in the country. Everything we're doing is in India. Our contribution to esports has been in India. If those 5 players that we also want those 5 players to get there, if they aren't qualified yet, it's not our fault. We're not complaining about it. We are building an academy program to figure it out. We didn't know the solution. हमारे पास भी उसका कोई solution नहीं था. हमने भी सोचा एक एक दो दो इंडियन प्लेयर्स को बिठा देंगे, शायद वो लेवल अप हो जाएगा. We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. So now we are trying something else. It's going to be a different approach. It's going to be an all academy roster, an all Indian academy roster playing in challengers in India, that we are going to. Everything we've learned from VCT, everything we have learned from all the orgs, we can now implement an academy program to help level up the entire Indian ecosystem. Our goal in the next 2 years, 2025, 2026, is to level up Indian players and the Indian ecosystem to generate the next level of talent for VCT from India, regardless of whether they play in G's team or no. मैं तो चाहता हूँ कि Sentinels, Fnatic, DRX सारे यहाँ आए scouting के लिए. We want to set up a scouting program here that all other teams travel to India to pick up players. Everyone talks about Turkish players. Everyone talks about Korean players. Everyone talks about American players. Why don't people talk about Indian players? That's what we want to set up. It shouldn't be the responsibility of G as an org to have players in our roster. It should be the responsibility of all of us collectively as a community to grow homegrown talent and level them up to the point that everyone is coming to India to scout talent. That is what we want to build. That's the goal for 2025 and 2026 through our Challenger and Academy program with G.